Where is my phone? Oh, I'm recording with it.
And that, friends, is a great example of why I'm making this video. Friends, I am deep in the trenches of homeschooling high school right now, and middle school, and elementary school, and we have a toddler. I need to record what I have learned when it comes to homeschooling high school so that I can watch it myself every couple months and refresh myself with all of the steps. But I'm also making this video because I've had some requests for it. Apparently, I have a lot of people coming to my channel lately looking for high school content, and I only have one high school related video so far. So I'm going to be creating some more high school related content for you guys. If you're new here, hello, I'm Shayla. I'm a wife, I'm a homemaker, and I'm a homeschool graduate who is now homeschooling my own children. We have homeschooled, my husband and I have homeschooled from the beginning since 2009, and he too was homeschooled. We're a family of 8, and I'm a lifestyle YouTuber, obviously, and blogger as well. By the way, welcome back, and thank you for coming back if you are returning. Currently, I am in the process of reevaluating and refining the plan for my oldest child's remaining high school years. And I'm also in the process of finalizing the plan for my second oldest, who starts this summer. In addition to this, I just finished a whole bunch of work putting together a rough transcript of my oldest son's 9th grade year, which was a lot of work. And during that process, I learned so much. I can't take complete credit for this video though. I have had veteran homeschool moms helping me. I've had a teacher friend helping me. I have read dozens of articles at this point, and I have watched a great series on YouTube that I will be linking to. Everything that I can link to and send you to for resources, I will be doing, and the blog post that goes with this video. So be sure to look for that in the description box below. Part of the reason I'm making this video is because I have had requests that I do, but also because I have felt like I have had to run every which direction to gather the information that I have needed to learn how to do this. And I wanted to pull it all together into one place to kind of create a step-by-step resource for myself and for you that we can come back to and find the resources that we need. I have got 8 steps in this video, but I also will have some tips at the very end. You guys, this is exciting. Take a look below. This video has chapters for our convenience, so that every time there's a part we forget how to do, we can come back to this video and just not have to watch the whole thing. We can just skip to the part that we need. This video is not going to be me talking straight through like this. I'm actually going to be showing you some of the resources and processes because that is something that would have helped me a lot along the way. I'm also going to be taking you to the planner resource that I use, and I'm going to show you how they can help you stay organized through homeschooling your high schooler. This video is not going to be completely conclusive. You're still going to have questions that are not answered in this video. And even though I don't have the answers for all of your questions, I do know where to send you to get them. So stay tuned because that's all going to be included in this video. So let's get started.
So you guys, before I get into the tips, I do want to state I am not a pro at this. I am simply a homeschool mom who is learning as I go, and I've had some requests. Some people have requested that I share this process that I'm using and how I'm doing this. Okay, so let's get started. So the very first tip that I have that I really encourage you guys to do is establish a support system. If you don't have a good support system, now is a really good time to start. Get your group of moms who've been there, done that. It also does help to have some mom friends that are in the same phase as you too, though, so you can compare notes. And this part is really important. Both types of moms, the ones that have been there, done that, and the ones that are doing it, are going to provide a lot of value to you in this journey. I also highly recommend 4 Facebook groups depending on your needs. One of them is It's Not That Hard to Homeschool High School. Another one is Homeschooling Middle and High School. The other one is ADHD Parents Homeschooling ADHD Kids. There is also another group that I found, Homeschooling Our Asperger's, ADHD, ODD, etc. So if you have special needs children, there are even groups with, I think it was thousands. I think the number I saw was in the thousands of people that are, in the same boat. So you will definitely find some support in those groups. And I encourage both the local moms that are, that you know personally, and the support groups. I personally have needed both through this journey. The groups are a really great place to ask questions, request help, and even get information on colleges in other states from people that are familiar with the colleges in those states. You can also ask credit questions, grading questions, and even post pictures of your child's transcript. Of course, you would want to blur out the personal information, but you can gain a ton of input and tips. I actually was not leveraging all of the aspects that I could leverage, and I found that out by conversing with the other moms who have done this and the other moms that are in the process of doing this, and a teacher friend. Okay, so second step is get organized. At this stage, I recommend investing in 3 things. The first one is a good planner. I am a huge fan of plum paper planners, and I will just show that to you really quickly. These are my planners. They're thick. This one is a homeschool planner, and as you can see, you can customize them. This one has a whole bunch of note pages in the front. I had it customized that way, but there are also sheets specifically for homeschoolers, and they have a whole bunch of different sheets for you to use. Now, I will tell you that I actually am investing in planners specifically for each one of my high schoolers as well. So this is my son's right here. They didn't have very many covers to choose from that were very masculine, but this one I felt like it was. So this is my son's, and I'm going to be getting my daughter's in May because they're going to be having a sale in May, Plum Planners is. I'm going to tell you right now, we really struggled with time management through the 9th grade for my son. I got this planner for him for the 10th grade, and it's already making a huge, huge difference. This seems to be kind of like a missing link that helps him to stay on better track. I think that for a lot of kids, especially in high school age, it's really important for them to start learning time management, but it's hard for some children. And this seems to be something that helps. The next resource is a book called Transcript Instructions by Carol Hookman. Carol is a new friend of mine, and she is wonderful. I was feeling very overwhelmed with some parts of my son's transcript, and so I contacted her and asked her to come to tea actually one day, and she was so encouraging. She has written this book called Transcript Instructions. She only is charging, at this time, she's only charging $10. I'm not sure what she's going to be charging if she has to ship it, but this book is a very non-overwhelming book. It's very nicely written in a step-by-step fashion that is not overwhelming at all. I have done so much research at this point, and it's kind of funny because I actually bought this book, forgot I had it because I bought it 2 years ago, I think, and I put it on my shelf for when I was going to need it, and I forgot that I had it. And it says Transcript Instructions, so I actually did not realize that it covers high school planning as well. Anyways, you guys, I have done so much research at this point, and I've had to go everywhere to learn the things that I'm putting in this video and the things that are not in the video. I've had to go just everywhere, and so much of it is in this book. So I highly recommend getting this book and reading it. It will save you a lot of running around, a lot of research. At this point, you do have to contact Carol to order the book. There's not a place where you can order it online. You will have to contact her, but I will include a link for that below or in the blog post that will go with this article. So the third resource is Janelle Knutson's Home High School Forms Pack. I think it's only $5, and in that pack, she has all kinds of forms that are going to help you so much as you're planning. I recommend it. She also has a great video series on how to homeschool high school, so I will also link to that in the corresponding blog post that's going to go with this article. Okay, so the very next thing that I would do in your organizing process is get a binder. I have this binder here. This is my daughter's. I didn't want to get a thick one because I didn't want to be tempted to put a bunch of things in it that didn't belong. You're also going to want a binder per year to save some of your child's best work. You're going to want to save their best work for their sake, but also there are colleges that do request to see samples from time to time. I know people that say college did not request samples, and then I've been in the Facebook groups where a whole bunch of people have said that the particular college their child was going to did require samples. So save the samples just to be safe. But even if your child is not college bound, you still want to save it. It's special. So this takes me to step number 3. Get your state's requirements. In our state, there are 24 required credits in 9 subjects. A credit can vary state by state. In our state, a credit is 120 hours of study or 160 45-minute sessions, but I've learned via the Facebook groups that this really can vary by state. If your child is college bound, this is a really important step because colleges are going to require, from what I've read, at least 20 of the generic credits. Usually requirements include credits in the following: English, math, science, social studies, like world history, government, civics. I'm sorry about that noise upstairs. That is my children upstairs. They're making a lot of noise. Anyways, arts is another required subject for some states and some districts. World, foreign language, health and fitness, career education, and electives, of course. While you're at it, you also want to make a list of your requirements. So are there finishing subjects you'd like for your child to graduate with? Personally, I would like my children to take a finance course, perhaps an extra history elective, horticulture, hopefully logic. I'm really hoping we can fit a logic course in there. 5th step is to discuss future plans with your child. So I have a funny story on this. When I was creating my son's high school plans, when I first started, he wasn't that sure of what he wanted to do. He's still not. It changes all the time. Anyways, 4 weeks after I completed my son's beautiful 4-year high school plan, he and I were discussing future ideas and things, and suddenly he came up with an idea of what he wanted to do. And so then I had to go back and edit the whole plan and adjust it before we even got started. I will say it's a good thing I have learned to always use pencil when creating plans or keep the plan editable. I love laminating, but I've learned schedules and plans are not something you should laminate. Okay, so this is also an ideal time to start peeking at college requirements. And you can do this now, like you can even start to do this in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. It's highly recommended that you do it before the 12th grade or, like in the 11th grade by then that you should do this. But if your child is college bound, start looking at different colleges that you're thinking they might want to attend. I suggest that between each of the high school grades, you touch base about this again and make some fine adjustments to the following years. Some kids change their mind quite often. Mine do. So, that's something to keep in mind though. Once you have gathered all of the local requirements, state requirements, your child's requirements, make your list. So step 6 is choosing your courses, and this can take a while and it can be very overwhelming, especially if you are new to the world of homeschool curriculum. It can be very overwhelming. There are thousands of courses to choose from. I'm going to give you some resources that might help you as you are researching and choosing curriculum though. Kathy Duffy Reviews is wonderful. The Facebook groups mentioned above are also wonderful for asking questions about curriculum. YouTube. There are so many homeschool reviews and flip-throughs by other gracious homeschool moms. I do have one actually myself. It's for 9th grade ADHD kids though. So it'll be helpful if you have a child that has ADHD. It would also be helpful for any child. You would just probably want to add more to it for a child that does not have ADHD. And I do have a non-ADHD version coming very soon, because I'm going to be posting what we're going to be using for my daughter's high school. ninth grade. There is another resource, though, that you can use that I discovered just this year in deciding curriculum for your child, and it is marvelous. So I highly recommend looking into the Christian Liberty CAT tests. Around the 7th and 8th grade, it's a really good idea to take these CAT tests, I believe, and I love the ones by Christian Liberty. These are really helpful to discover your child's weaknesses so that you can kind of compensate for them a little through high school. I start doing the CAT tests when my children are in elementary and middle school, just so that I can get an idea of their weaknesses, and I just find it's very helpful. It's a helpful tool. With that said, Christian Liberty CAT tests, when you get it, they have an optional recommendation service. I have never purchased it until this year. It's $30, but friends, oh my gosh, it was more than worth every single penny. Their counselors on staff is wonderful. They have a counselor that is on staff. Her name is Ellen. I don't know if she is like the main one, but I would request her if you do get the recommendation service. She was phenomenal. She was so helpful. And she helped me so much with my special needs child in helping to find what was going to work and just kind of like pinpointing and brainstorming some tools. She had so many suggestions and so much experience. So I highly recommend getting the recommendation service and the Christian Liberty CAT test to help you figure out what curriculum is going to work for your child. Okay, so as you are deciding the courses, this is a really, really good time to start using Janelle Knutson's course descriptions. Here's the course descriptions. And the reason why is because you want to do the evaluation criteria section as you are doing the course descriptions. You guys, these are a really important piece that I highly recommend you have in your planner. Anyways, this is the course description, and you can write down how many credits it is, the year they're taking, whatever this course is. You can also put information. I haven't finished doing these yet, but you can put your course description in here, and you will put what you're using in here. Very handy. And then down here, this is something that is so important. You guys, I missed this the first time around with my son when I was doing his 9th grade, and I wish I had had it before we started, because this is so important to do before you guys start your courses. You want to decide how you're going to grade it so that as you go, you can be grading it as you go. And it's really important to do that because you don't want to have to do it after the fact. This is a really important step. It's a step I missed when I was planning for my son the first time around. And missing this step made it very difficult as we were closing the 9th grade year. And so I highly recommend having the evaluation criteria planned when you are planning out your courses. So the next step is pulling it all together, and I will show you how I like to do that. I actually have a 4-year high school plan template on my website on the blog that goes with this article, but this is kind of what it looks like. The one that you will download from my website is not this big and not this long because I've already added the notes for my daughter on this one. It is an editable template. And as mentioned, I already edited this one, which is why it's so long. But this is a really good time to pull it all together. And I recommend pulling everything together onto one sheet and dividing it by the years so that you can see. Here's the 4-year high school plan template that I made. Over here on this side, all of this is editable. You can get this sheet on my website. by the way, if you go to the website, the blog post that goes with this article. Anyways, over here I have the required subjects, and that's in our state. Yours might be different. Here I have the subjects, and again, your state might be a little different. And then each one of these sections here is for what I'm planning to use, and also which year I'm planning to teach it. And this is so that I can fill everything out in pencil, of course. And if I can put it all in here, then I can see if I get a year that has too much or is too heavy, then I can move whatever it is over to a different year where there is not quite as much. Down here at the bottom, our state has 4 required credits in electives. Now I have 8 spaces though, because electives are the kind of thing where maybe your child will have only 4 electives, but my children are going to have more than 4 electives. And so they may be doing like half of a credit in each one of those electives. So that's why I have so many spaces for electives. So I did want to tell you guys that as you're filling out this template, I have on the one side, there are required credits, and then on this side, there are the credits it ends up being. That's because as you're deciding courses, some of them are going to be more than a credit, and some of them are going to be a credit and a half. And so this side over here, you're likely going to end up, with curriculum that has more than what you need for credits, or let's say they spend more time in it. One of the areas that mystified me was how to grade and log courses in areas like electives. How do you grade and log a course like dance, art, things like that? Some courses specify the number of credits or how much of a credit they are, and they have grading and tests outlined. But if you don't, Homeschool Legal Defense Association has some great help on this, and in Carol's book, she has some excellent education in this area as well. I have put some links on the website, how to grade a high school course, how to use rubrics to assess your child's work, how to grade or calculate GPA. I've got links to all of those on my website too, which is in the blog post that goes with this article. Okay, so I like to keep a grading calculator on my phone on my home screen. That is super handy. It makes it so I don't ever have to hunt for it every time I need it on the internet. It's always just right there. So tip 9, scheduling and record keeping. After losing the transcript with all the work that I had done due to a computer crash for my oldest son, I decided to go old school with templates. You can get the templates through the Homeschool Legal Defense Association. I've got a free spreadsheet in my blog post if you prefer to keep your records on a computer though. I've also heard that fast transcripts is wonderful, and I kind of dabbled with it a little bit. So if you like doing things on the computer and keeping track on the computer, definitely take a look at fast transcripts and the resource that I have in my blog article. But Carol's book, in the back, she has a transcript copy that you can use and get ideas from, and other templates you can use as well. So don't forget, as you're record keeping though, to log your child's hours spent studying, as these all add up to credits. I've got some final tips for you guys. One of them would be Fast Transcripts has a great email subscription with some step-by-step tips that are really helpful. I highly recommend signing up for their email subscriptions. Another tip, stay on top of grading. Plan time to grade and keep good records. Try to do it weekly if you can, because if you don't, you're going to fall behind, and it's really difficult to catch up once you fall behind with grading. It's also difficult. So for me, at the end of my son's 9th grade year, I had to do so much catching up, and it was very difficult. I won't be making that mistake again. It's a good idea to try to start planning when your child is in 7th or 8th grade, if you can. There are transcripts that go by subject out there. This is another tip. If your child is college bound, I've been informed by quite a few people, including the founder of Fast Transcripts, that subject-based transcripts are not accepted by pretty much all colleges. As I mentioned, invest in a good planner. You're going to need one for keeping track of when assignments and tests are due. As you saw, I like to get planners specifically for my high school students so that they're not saying, "Mom, what's next all day?" Okay. I need them to be responsible. I need them to be self-motivated, and having a planner really seems to help with that. It also helps them learn time management, goal setting, prioritizing. So get your kids a planner too. That's something that I recommend. In high school, some courses, this is something you'll want to remember, some courses are grade specific, but some are not. This can be helpful to keep in mind as you're planning. Okay, if you have two kids that are close in age and they will be in high school at the same time, since a lot of courses are not grade specific, you might want to take those courses that aren't and put them in some of the same courses at the same time to simplify your life, but also to help them, because the buddy-buddy system is kind of nice in high school. It's very helpful for my children. That is something you can start planning for when they're even in the 6th or the 7th grade. Once you finish the 9th year transcript, consider showing it to a teacher friend if you have one, or to some of the moms in the Facebook high school groups. A lot of the moms go on and they will do that if they're not really sure if they've done everything right. And it's nice to do after the 9th and 10th grade and just kind of like keep up on. Not only will the moms in those groups help you make corrections, but in my case, when I ran my transcript by somebody, there was a whole exciting spot that I didn't realize I could count for anything. And they helped me realize I wasn't leveraging all that I could leverage to make that transcript all that it could be and as impressive as it truly should be and was. Once your child is fairly sure of what they want to do, if that happens, or around 10th or 11th grade, it's a good idea to request an information packet from the colleges they're considering. Okay, so I want to say something kind of sad that I learned about credits. It is really common, you're gonna find this out as you go, it's really common for homeschoolers to complete closer to 40 credits through high school. My son, for example, if I totaled up all of his hours and everything, he would have actually earned 17 credits in his 9th grade year. Unfortunately, the majority of them were in digital arts and music, so I can only count a couple towards graduation. I have asked in groups though, and I've also researched it, and I've learned that homeschool moms generally do scale down the credits because they fear that the truth won't be believed. In my personal opinion, it's kind of sad to think that we as homeschoolers have to pretend we're doing less on transcripts, but on a positive note, yay for homeschooling, right? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to just show you guys, because like I said, I wanted to show you because that's what would have helped me all along. Here's a close-up of the tabs I have in the binder. We'll start at the top. I've got grading. So here I have all the information that I need on grading, and I will link to the resources I've used. These are actually printed right from the Homeschool Legal Defense Association website. And so I have all kinds of information on how to grade, how to do weighted grading. I've also got information that I found on how to calculate GPAs. Here's an example of some of the grading information that I forget how to do. So I have to go back to this section here often for a reference. I have a chart here on how to calculate GPA, and it is from this website here at Berkeley. Here's the grading scale that I have, and I have this in here because I don't want to have to look it up every time. I don't want to have to have internet access and look it up every single time I'm grading something, so I have that there. I have here Janelle Knutson's grading sheets. They are so handy. I love them. Samples. This is a sample transcript that you can get. I can't remember where I got this. I think I just got it off the internet. You can look them up and print them. This is one I think I got off of the Homeschool Legal Defense Association website. They have links to them there, which I have linked to in my blog post. But I'll be using this all throughout the years. So I've got copies so I can practice. I've got copies for when a year is finished so I can fill it in. And then once it's all done, I will be creating a much more professional one that looks like this, of course. Next section is the reading list. Okay, the reading list is really important. I've been hearing from other moms in the groups. The reading list, or I don't even remember all the places. I've learned it from a couple different resources, but your reading list, You want to put that with your portfolio because when colleges, they want to see that, and it helps to show the colleges that your child is well read. In this next tab, I have the the graduation requirements for our state. And yours will be different, of course, but I just printed it straight from the website. And I've also got a tab here for accomplishments, any kind of special accomplishments that I want to take note of. I have a tab for accomplishments and things that my child has finished that I just want to keep a record of. And basically, it's just a sheet that I typed up that's like a running list of things that my child is accomplishing through the years, because it's really, really easy. I cannot tell you, especially for me with 6 kids, it's really easy for me to forget the achievements that my child has done. So I have a running list that I keep. And again, for that, you can create your own and keep it in this, or there are places for that in the Plum Planner that I recommend. Here's the plans. Again, this is Janelle Knutson's, and these are printables she has. I'll be filling all of these in for my daughter as I go, and that is after I have the course descriptions completely filled out. So I have to do that first, and then I'll come in and I'll fill things in there once I know exactly what we're doing for the courses. This is for finished and done. This is a section where I'm going to just keep a list, a simple list, not everything she's done, just a simple list of the things that she has finished. I've got CAT test results in here, and that's from Christian Liberty Academy. Then it's the course description. I've already showed you that whole section. And special requirements or any special needs that my child has. And extracurricular. This again, the extracurricular is, I'll show you on a blank page here. This is from Janelle Knutson's printable high school pack. So those are for the extracurricular activities. And there's also a reading list, again, from Janelle Knutson. So this is the binder, and I've got everything in one place so that I don't have to look, and wonder where I put everything. Everything is all in one place. Okay, so I just want to close and say, again, I'm not a pro at this. I am simply just sharing everything I'm learning as I go.
I'm out running some errands. I'm getting some books at the library right now with curbside pickup, and I got to thinking, hey, you know what would make this video even more helpful to myself and others out there is if those of you that are going through this stage with your homeschooled children in the, homeschooling high school phase, would you, if there's something you see that I have forgotten that you have been learning, or if there's something that I've forgotten, would you leave it in the comments below for myself and for others? And so say if I forgot something between steps 2 and 4, maybe you could say where the piece of information that you feel like I forgot should be entered. Maybe you could just say where it would be a good time to do whatever it is you're recommending. That would make this video so helpful for everybody watching it, including myself. Thank you.
So you guys, best wishes to you in this journey, and I hope that this is an exciting time for you and that you enjoy the process, that you're able to enjoy the process. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave questions in the comment section, and we'll see you next time.